Thank you, Nicki Minaj.
The podcast for discussions and advice for all walks of life. With Aery and Blu, we've got topics just for you, bringing it all to light. We're vividly vocal. We're vividly vocal.
Hello, everybody,
Hello.
and welcome back to Vividly Vocal with your host, Aery Blu.
And your host, Aery.
Now, as you notice, July has been very scarce in terms of episodes, videos, content, whatever, what have you. This month has been a lot for me personally. Now, where have we been? Where have I been? First, I went on vacation. Then Hurricane Beryl came to Houston and knocked my power out for 5 days. And then Nicki Minaj flew me out to London.
Ooh.
We got tom-toms over here bigger than a monster.
That's right, y'all. We are now an international podcast. So, about a week and a half ago, I took a trip funded by the one, the only Nicki Minaj to London for Wireless Festival.
I fly with the stars in the skies.
And I say we are now an international podcast because not just Aery and Blu, but all of us, including you, the listeners, the vocalizers who've been with us on this journey, you're now part of an international podcast. Now that I have y'all's attention, Nicki Minaj is a very generous woman, the generous queen she is. But this was not my prize to be won, but I was invited on that trip by the ever so wonderful Cam Dion.
It's Cam Dion.
If y'all remember, I mentioned him on the last episode. I was talking about how much I admired him for such a long time, and we crossed paths in the professional content creation world and the value he saw in Vividly Vocal and how it was going to lead to some amazing things. This was that amazing thing. One night, he asked Nicki Minaj herself to fly him out to Wireless Festival, and she granted that wish like the generous queen that she is.
Idea that I would like to run across you, if you don't mind.
Okay. Yeah.
So I don't know if you remember or not, but I made a comment about coming to see you overseas, and you liked it. And I really want to come over to Wireless Festival because I would like to experience that overseas. Never done that before. And I would also like to speak with a couple barbs there overseas, over there at Wireless Festival. And if I could come backstage and speak with you too, because I know that we were supposed to do a meet and greet, and that didn't happen at that moment. So I wasn't sure, and I didn't want to hound you about that because we're on your time. So I just
when were we doing a meet and greet?
Well, a while ago you had mentioned like a couple content creators that you wanted to meet with, do meet and greets before the tour started. And so, you got sick. Then, you just like scratched it all. And I understood that
for the meet and greets. Yes, I had to stop doing meet and greets. That's correct.
Yes, that's correct. So I was like, I just came up with that idea, and I figured that I would.
All right, let me think about it. About it, and I'll get back to you. I'll have Paige. I'll get back to you exactly on how I want to do it. Okay. And Kim, I'm going to DM you separately to get you to Wireless Fest.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
Oh, I love you.
I love you too.
Now, Cam is a content creator, and he had the opportunity to bring a guest. And he made the gracious, kind, generous decision to extend the invite to Vividly Vocal to accompany him. I could not believe it. For like a month or two before the trip was scheduled, I was in complete disbelief, denial, all that. Even as I was sending in my contact information, my passport, things of that nature, I was just like, nah. I mean, like, I knew I was going. I had the confirmation I was going, but I was just like, I'm not going. It's business as usual. I have a bad habit of not getting my hopes up about things because I have a history of being let down in my personal life when it comes to big things. So I never get excited about anything or announce things before they happen. I had already ordered my outfit beforehand, but I had nothing else prepared for the trip. But then I went on vacation to Panama City Beach, Florida, the end of June, beginning of July. I was there for 5 days and I was like, okay, no work related things, no podcast plotting, just relax. And I had a time of my motherfucking life at the beach. And then on the last day when I was on my way back, that was the day I received my confirmation for the flight. And then it felt really, really, really real. And then I started actually getting prepared. So I got the confirmation on July 2nd, and the trip was July 11th. I started organizing and researching and ordering things like a mad fucking woman. And then I was like, well, why didn't I start planning sooner? Even though I already knew I was fucking going. But I got it together just in time. So obviously I'm a bit of a procrastinator when it comes to these things. And then Hurricane Beryl came on July 8th and fucked Houston up so bad. My power was out for 5 days. I went back to Beaumont, my hometown. And I remember being like, please, God, please let me make this trip. Please don't let them cancel this flight. Praying up and down. It's the hardest I ever prayed in my life. And I was keeping track of all the updates for George Bush Intercontinental Airport all day long. I was losing my shit. But one thing about me is I'm always prepared. I'm always informed. I always know what I'm doing and where I'm going. And then the day came and everything was perfect. Weather was good. There was no traffic. Only thing was the traffic light was out by the airport and that was a breeze. Now, mind y'all, this is my first time flying.
Okay, first time flying. This gonna be a breeze. Okay, this plane really ain't got no gas, so that's your ass. Don't worry about them shots. That's just the sound of the plane cutting off. I ain't coming for all that. I just can't even fly. This plane ain't got all this pipes, so you might lose your life. The pilot up there high, so everybody aboard is about to die.
My first time flying would be for an international flight to London. I left way earlier than I needed to, just in case. My flight was like at 3:40 p.m. and I got there at like noon to park my car at the airport. And I had the plan, bitch. I had the master fucking plan. Everything was routed and plotted and planned to a T.
Tripping, I'm overly thinking.
Right.
Boy, I got a real plan.
Right.
When I signed my first deal, I signed the most fucked up deal in the world.
Right.
I don't give a damn. I just needed the platform.
Right.
I had the plan.
Right.
So I researched which terminal to park at. I have bad anxiety, so I hate traffic. I avoid traffic at all costs. That's why I plan so good, because I'm fearful of the future, okay? So my terminal was Terminal E. That's this international terminal getting to Houston. And thank God for it to give it to you real motherfucking spill every single time. Reddit told me, no, don't park in Terminal E because E has really bad traffic. The security line gets backed up really bad, etc., etc. Go park in A or B, get past security, and take the SkyTrain to go to Terminal E. And I got through that hole so fast my head was about to spin. Another thing I was scared of was TSA and that they would be mean. But I researched how to pack my liquids bag and everything I would need to bring on the plane. And it was a motherfucking breeze. What's his name? He would be like, this finna be a breeze. He's an Instagram comedian. I think it's Haha Davis. He'll be like, this finna be a breeze. It was like that.
Yeah, first day on the yard. This finna be a breeze. Big fella, why are you on the yard? I am still on hard. Get back in that cell so I can get you hell. I ain't coming for all that. Toot that ass up!
So TSA was nice, I guess, because it was a slow morning. Nobody was in there. One of the ladies were singing "Throw That Ass in a Circle" like a typical Houstonian would. I got on the train into my terminal, and it took only like a few minutes to get there. It stopped for a second because they're doing construction on the airport, and it scared me a little bit. But I had like 3 hours to spare until my flight, so it's all good. And then I went and found out what gate I was leaving from. And then I still had 2.5 more hours to spare. So I was just walking around the airport with my bags, just looking at all the planes and the airport decor and the shops and whatnot and getting some footage of the airport and stuff. And then came the time to board my plane and go to London. Was I nervous? Was I scared? I wasn't scared. I had butterflies in my tummy, but I got on that plane and I had the time of my motherfucking life. So I got a window seat and I was looking out the window the whole time. I wasn't scared. I wasn't nervous or anything. I was looking at the plane from takeoff to landing. Like I was just looking 30,000 feet in the air and I was still looking out the window. I wasn't scared. But the flight attendants was bringing you food and snacks and drinks back to back. Mind you, this was my first time on a plane. So I was like, what is this gourmet experience? And all the people are just sitting there, business as usual. They're like, ugh, I gotta fly on this plane with all these fucking people. But I was having the time of my life. So I watched the third Trolls movie band together. I got like 2 hours total of sleep that evening. So I don't know if it was a combination of time change plus I was too excited to sleep. So 9 hours later, I land at London Heathrow International Airport and get my bags. So I take the time to regroup and figure out where I'm going. And at first I was a little bit confused. When I get confused in a new environment, I get a little bit overwhelmed. But deep breath. You know, in the underground of the airport, there's a subway that takes you throughout London. So before I left home, I already mapped out and already figured out where my stop was. All I had to do was get on the train and sit on it until
Wait a minute.
Until I got all the way up to the stop closest to the hotel, which was I think the Gloucester Road station. So literally the part I was most obsessed with during my trip was the public transportation system. No shade. The UK really ate the US up with that. Like imagine just getting on a train and paying $1 or so to get to the other side of town. And it was so crazy to me being a Houstonian to see something like that. Like you just can get on a train and go anywhere you want to? That's crazy to me. So I get to the hotel. There's finna be a breeze. And I walk into the hotel. And who do I see? Cam Dion.
It's Cam Dion, honey.
Now, he was looking a little bit tired, a little bit done with the day. At the time, it was like 11 a.m., I think. And he had a more difficult time making it to the hotel. So the hotel we were staying at is called the Radisson Blu. But apparently there's also a Radisson Red. But nobody knew about the blue, so people were giving him directions to the red. And baby, he was all over London. But he made it. I'm pretty sure he's telling that story in his vlog that he has out right now. And child, we both had like a couple hours of sleep each. But we had to get ready immediately as soon as we checked in to go straight to Wireless Festival as soon as they opened. So I put on my cute summery festival outfit on, and when I walked outside I immediately regretted my outfit choice because apparently summers in the UK are like 55 to 60 degrees Fahrenheit, and I knew that. I had a jacket I bought specifically to go with the outfit. I looked at the jacket and I said, no, I don't need it. I can brave the elements when I'm never able to brave the elements. I'm the first person to say I'm cold, I'm hot, I'm uncomfortable, I'm this, I'm that. We make it there. But like I said, it's cold, but it must have been a perfect summer to the Brits. So people were out in their bikinis, their bras. Boys had their shirts off, booty shorts. And I was so confused, bewildered even. Like, how are y'all not freezing? And side note, they don't do air conditioning in the UK. Like AC units are not a thing. They don't have that. So the underground stations is hot and like humid and you just got to deal with it. And I remember looking out the window of my hotel because I think our room was pointed towards the back, and I was just looking at the surrounding buildings and there was just no AC units in the window. So they just don't do that. Like in the hotel room, there's a knob and they had one for hot and for cold. And it really didn't make much of a fucking difference anyway when I turned it. So they don't have AC in the UK. But y'all, while I was out there, this was not another vacation for me. This was a content creation trip. And I'm going to tell you, God Save the Queen. Day 3 in Gag City is coming soon to Vividly Vocal. Did y'all think I was going out there for shits and giggles? Y'all know Mother Blue doesn't relax. Even when you don't see me working, I'm working. So yes, I got to talk to the British Barbies and see how they get down and why they love Nicki Minaj. As usual, the responses were phenomenal. They're so eloquent and so bright. So I got lucky and met some super barbs. I got a handful of UK Barbies on tape. But with that, they party very hard in the UK, meaning as the day went on, everybody got drunker and drunker and higher and higher, okay? So interviewing and getting well spoken responses out of people was not possible. So I got a handful of people, but you know what they say, if you can't beat them, join them.
Join them. Yeah.
But yes, as the day went on, the night grew colder. I had to buy a Nicki t-shirt, and all they had were 2XLs, but I was like, fucking give me that shirt because I'm freezing my nipples off. That's what I get for trying to be fast and grown. The day ended with the main event, the queen of rap herself, Nicki Minaj. Now, festival sets are shorter than tour sets because there's a lineup. I saw Sean Paul, Future, and Ice Spice, and others, and you're on other people's time basically in the lineup. So her performance was condensed from like the usual 2 to 3 hours into 1 hour. Wonderful as always, though. I'm sure a lot of work goes into remixing the set and whatnot in order to still have a cohesive show. This time, her special guest was Skillabang, and they performed Forward from Trini, Where Trinidad, Jamaica pop shit, Guyana, India top shit, Bahamas, St. Thomas, Turks and Caicos, Belize, Kit, Haiti, and Lagos,
Hey.
and Crocodile Teeth remix. Now, the UK Barbs, they love Starships and they love Super Bass. We all do love them songs, but they were screeching like banshees when them songs came on, and I was like, damn. They were like, I'm a motherfucking monster. Oh my god. They were like, we're higher than a motherfucker. It's like, damn.
Like my heart is blue. Yeah, bitches, yeah, I keep them by the tip. This time, won't you save me? This time, won't you save me? Oh, yeah, you say this moment alive. If you happy to be alive, scream right now. Everybody, everybody, everybody.
And just like that, the main event came and it was over. But it's always a pleasure seeing the queen. I was not expecting this to be my third time in Gag City. We were supposed to go to a Nicki night after party, and Cam looked at me and I looked at him, and we were like, no. And we were like, we're going to bed, bitch. Baby, it was a crazy 24 hours. We woke up and checked out the next morning. Our flights were around the same time, so we went to the station together. And y'all are probably like, that's it? No sightseeing, no restaurants? Baby, the only thing I ate was some chicken nuggets at Wireless Festival. But Cam said kind of like content creation trips are just like that. You show up for the event and then you go home. That's it. But, you know, I'm sure I'll return to London someday for some leisure, but I already had it in my head that this was a work trip. So, I mean, It's fine. So we took the train back. Most of my videos are of the train from my trip. We got to the airport and we parted ways.
Aww.
Cam was so pleasant. He was so kind, so personable. For me, there's always a fear of actually meeting people you come to know online because you might not mesh well in person instead of over the internet. But he was so cool. He was so nice. But I'm like, oh my God, is he gonna like me? Is he gonna think I'm weird? But at the end of the day, we're all people, especially content creators who might have a big persona online, We're all people. He was chill. He was a person. I know he's tired of me telling him thank you, but I truly cannot express how grateful I am for this opportunity and this experience any other way. So thank you from Vividly Vocal, from the Vocalizers, from all of us, Cam Dion. Thank
Yes.
you.
Yeah.
And I was just like, this is the best thing anybody's ever done for this podcast or for me, period. And he was just like, baby, look, I had to bring your talents overseas and I just wanted to cry. Aww. He was such a blessing and I really can't say it enough. And this trip really just reignited my passion for this podcast. Not that the flame was ever gone, but I mean, it's burning even harder and harder. And Cam was doing a collab with Lowkey, the shoe company that Nicki Minaj is part owner in, while at Wireless Festival. And while watching him work, yet still be so fun and personable and connect with the people out at the festival, it really inspired me to go even harder on this podcast. So I have a lot of work to do, and the work so far has been good, but I'm inspired to continue. And I realize I need to really step it up in terms of content creation. There are so many things I want to happen and manifest for the future, but as the saying goes, faith without works is dead. And if they're going to happen, I have some serious work I need to do.
Yep.
And speaking of work, I got so much motherfucking work on my desk to record and put out. I'm up to my nipples in work. I done made so many promises to people. I got people I got to reach out to. I got clips I got to upload to social medias. I got to restructure the Instagram. I got stuff I need to record, edit, design. I'm probably finna go sit in Canva for 14 hours after this is over. But yeah, back to life, back to reality. I can't believe that my first time flying, my first time out of the country, my first time overseas, my first time at a music festival, so many firsts were all funded by the Nicki Minaj. So I must say, thank you, Nicki Minaj. So thank you so much, Nicki, for your generosity. You're such a blessing. I'll never forget it. But even though I'm not the direct recipient of the prize, I'll be forever grateful for it. I'll never forget this. It's been such a great year, and it really feels good to be doing almost everything. I still have some things I need to do. Almost everything that I said I was going to do. I was listening to our New Year's episode and I was listening to my resolutions, and I'm like, I'm doing it. I'm actually keeping my promises to myself and doing what I wanted to do or what I said I was going to do. It feels good.
No.
After this project, I know we haven't been consistent with episodes, but this is probably our last project for the next 2 months at least. But I know y'all like, when are we going to get regular episodes back? But we will have regular episodes after I get this project out.
Yes.
So y'all will be okay. It's going to be all right.
Yeah, it's going to be all right. Y'all going to be good. It makes me happy to know that Vividly Vocal is now international. And once again, thank
Mm-hmm.
you, Nikki, for allowing Vividly Vocal to be out there, be amongst the British Barbs, the London Barbs. And it just,
Mm-hmm.
I'm happy that Blue got to experience that. And trust me, it's going to be more to come. I just know that this is not the last of Vividly Vocal.
Definitely.
This is not the last of Vividly Vocal meeting Nikki. So,
Mm-hmm. Not the last of us in Gag City either. There's still a
oh
whole leg of
no.
the tour to come.
Oh,
But
yes. Be
this was a
prepared, y'all.
nice little surprise. I knew I would not like festivals, but like I'm glad I went and I'm glad I had the experience of going, but I knew I wouldn't be a festival person. I told my mom I was going and she looked at the crowd of people online and she was like, "Oh, she's out there suffering. Like she is not going to like this right now." And I get claustrophobic. Like I don't like
Mm,
people pushing and like clustering. Like I don't like that. It was like shoulder to shoulder with
right.
a lot of people. I don't like that at all. Like it was a lot of mud out there. It was a lot of like I don't like porta potties. Like these were the kind that can flush. But I was like, I'm not I'm having fun. I'm enjoying my presence here, but
Right.
the festival experience is not for me. I'm a concert girl. I need to show up, get my concessions, go to my seat, my designated seat, go to the facilities of the arena restroom, and go. In London, no shade. Y'all
Mm.
are a little musty. Very musty, actually. Now, look, I need y'all. I don't know what y'all do, what your practices, your hygiene practices are. I need everybody, I need a full population of London to start wearing the deodorant with the aluminum in it. Maybe your country cares about you and they outlaw all the chemicals and stuff, but it's good for you. The chemicals need to sit on your body and poison you and get rid of that stench, okay? They need to get rid of that funk because I wore my Nicki Loki shoes to the festival and I put them in a plastic bag because they were covered with mud, like, from the festival. I put them in a plastic bag, put them in my luggage, and took it back. I took out my shoes the following morning and was cleaning off my shoes, and I almost threw the fuck up because the must of London hit me in my motherfucking face so bad. I was like, I never felt anything like that before in my life. I was like, London. This smells like London. That was psychotic. Can we please? That's all I gotta say about London.
I'm sorry. Well, I'm glad you had fun. I'm
Mm-hmm.
glad that you got to experience the festival one time and one time only because, as you said, it's not for you.
Mm-hmm.
Um, International babe, period. As period for
Stamps
the
to my
first flight.
passport.
We love it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's
So
crazy.
I'm excited for what's to come. Literally.
Me
Like,
too. This has been
I'm
the best
excited.
year. It's been the most exciting summer I've ever had. Jesus Christ. But yeah, Vividly Vocal has been. I told y'all, didn't I tell y'all this is going to be a season for the books? Not in the ways that you expected, but it's going to be one for the motherfucking books, bitch. I told y'all.
Strap your seatbelts on, y'all, because it's about to be a wild ride. Okay.
Right. All
Hmm.
gas and no motherfucking brakes.
Breaks. Come on, talk it. I'm just very excited that you made it there safe and made it back safe. And
Hmm.
again, Nikki, from the bottom of my heart, Vividly Vocals heart, thank you. You, the most generous queen ever. Thank you.
And once again, thank you, Cam Dion, for this blessing. Like he did, I kept telling him, you did not have to do that. You didn't have to do that.
Right.
You could have invited your mom, best friend, whoever you wanted to take, whoever your heart desired to take. But I'm really grateful you included us in on this opportunity. And
Yes. Thank
I'm
you so
grateful.
much,
I'm so
Cam.
grateful, beyond grateful.
Thank you. Thank you, Cam. Even though only one could go, it was okay because one thing Blue gonna do, she is going to represent for Vividly
Hmm.
Vocal. So thank you so much, Cam. Thank you.
Hmm.
I can't even say thank you enough. Just thank you. Like
Hmm.
seriously, from the bottom of my heart and from of Blue Heart and Vividly Vocals. Thank you.
And J. Marie have that passport on standby for next time.
I will.
Oh my gosh, you guys. It's been such a blessing. Keep your hearts open, you guys. Be positive, remain consistent in your work and whatever you do, and only the blessings will follow, okay? You have nothing to lose by committing to whatever it is you want to pursue. Mm-hmm. And be consistent, put in the work, and only good things will follow from that. But yes, I'm so excited for what the rest of the remaining 2024 is going to bring for Vividly Vocal. Mm-hmm. And stay tuned, you guys. That's all I gotta say. Stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
You never know what happens in Vividly Vocal.
Never know. Never know at all.
And I am wearing my Pink Friday nails. I'm wearing this almond-shaped cherry.
They are so cute. Yes.
Another quality product by Nicki Minaj, of course.
Period.
It's so cute. So cute and easy to put on. And they're very sturdy. They feel like real acrylic nails.
Oh, yes. I love those.
Okay, you guys. Well, we are going to be back to regularly scheduled programming soon. Mm-hmm. And we'll talk to you very, very soon.
Yes, we will.
This has been your host, Aery Blu.
And this has been your host, J. Marie.
Bye.
Bye.